Hello, Joshua here, and I'm going to be showing you how to read your monthly marketing reports. So each month we send those reports monthly on the first of the month, unless of course, you get those weekly. The weekly reports are going to look very, very similar. Obviously, it's not going to be monthly um, worth of data. It's just going to be the past week. So I'm going to jump right in. I have a sample report that we have up here. So this is obviously the front page, followed by your table of contents. So, and you can actually click on these when you download your reports and to take you right to those pages. That's kind of nice. But the very first up is going to be the keyword rankings overview. What this does is it shows you how many keywords we're tracking and where your keywords are sitting right now. So for example, for this report, we're tracking 44 keywords in this case. And of those 44, 10 of them are sitting in the top 3. 9 of them are from are ranked from rank 4 through 10, and then so on and so forth. And then, of course, out of SERP, what this means is the search engine result pages. So of the 44 that we're tracking, 10 of them are actually not found. They're basically on page 10 or higher in Google. They might be indexed, but they're so high up that these reports don't catch them. And then, of course, your average position, which is 38 for these 44 keywords. Now, depending on your report, you might also have additional search engines here. If that's the case, we're also tracking not only your local keywords, but possibly your national rankings as well. Or if you're a business that serves multiple localities, we also track those as well. So jumping into the keyword ranking summary, again, this shows you that 77% of the keywords are found within the rankings. So 77% of the 44 are within page 10 or lower. And again, this shows you from last month to this month. So of those 44 keywords, 18 of them have improved and 3 of them have gone down in ranking. So this is obviously something that we try to avoid as much as possible, and we try to gain as much as possible here. And then, of course, these show you the top 5 keywords, the movement in those. So, for example, patio sanding last month was ranked at 36, and this month it's ranked at 24. You can see all that information here. Again, this is just a more visual of what you're seeing here. This just kind of breaks this down in a graph so you can see that. The more weighted on the left-hand side that we see here, the better. Obviously, we're trying to avoid the out of index as much as possible. Position, and then again, here's your visibility on your keywords, and then percentage in the top 10. This is your average position. Obviously, what you're looking for here is you're gonna see this jump all over the place because Google changes their algorithm every single day. But the big important thing of what we're looking for over time is for it consistently to move from lower to higher each month. You might, like I said, you might have those major jumps in up and down, like you're seeing here, which this looks major. It's just because the graph is how zoomed in it is. Really, they've been averaging about 39, and then they moved up to about 38, 37-ish, or in that range over this month of period of time. Again, these are the top 5 keywords that are ranking. So for this particular website, Graffiti Removal Companies, they're ranking number 1, which they moved up this month. Same thing with patio cleaning, etc. This just shows you the top 5 keywords that are ranking. Typically, you're going to see your company name there. We track that usually at the beginning, just to make sure that we see that Google's indexing your site. And once your company name is up, we actually remove that from your rankings because it's going to pretty much solidify it rank 1. And we don't want that skewing the rankings. And then, of course, ranking details with the competition. Now, if in this case we're not tracking competition, but in some reports we are, you're going to be looking for your URL to see where your rankings are at for your specific keywords. But if we are tracking competition, you will see your competitors' URLs here as well with all of their rankings. Typically, they're in front of yours. Yours will be at the very end. And of course, this shows you where you're competing at as far as the specific keyword ranks. So that cleaning company is ranked number 12. Now, you can also to figure out where that actually is in your rankings. So each page of Google is about 8 organic searches. So you just have to kind of think in your mind of multiples of 8. So deck cleaning company, this is going to be toward the middle of page 2, because 8 is going to be bringing it down to page 2, and then of course it's going to be the 4th listing on page 2 of the search results. We try to get as much as we can on page 1, obviously. Then going through, this is just continue to show you the movement of these keywords over that last month. Then gets into your analytics. So the part that you're seeing up here, so from, in this case, your report is obviously going to be different, but in this case, from page 5 and up, it's all of their keyword ranking that we're tracking. From here down, though, so from analytics, this is from Google Analytics that we actually we link your account into our reporting software, so that way we can show you your analytics alongside of your keywords. So this is just an overview of your analytics and what's going on here. So in this case, the sessions are how many times a user hits your website. And then your users are how many unique people visited your website. So they had 334 sessions and 309 users. So some of these users had more than one session. Your goals, if we do have this set up on your account, some of them, we don't have them set up. If you are looking for that, please let us know and we'll get that set up ASAP. But essentially what this is it's tracking the amount of times that we have your users reach a set goal. Those goals can be either making a phone call directly from your website, or filling out your contact form, or making a purchase if you're an e-commerce website. So these goals are measurable. It's just measurable by the amount of times that they hit a specific or complete a specific task on your website. And then of course the page views. So these are how many pages that were viewed. So these sessions, they had multiple page views in them. So some person might have gone and clicked through 3 or 4 pages on the site. And again, this shows you your bounce rate, page sessions, new sessions, etc. Your bounce rate is how many times a user hits your site, doesn't find anything interesting, and leaves. Now, that can be, this is a kind of a double-edged sword here, because if they hit your website, they find exactly what they need, and they leave your site without going to another page, that counts as a bounce, even though they got the information that they wanted quickly. So you have to take this with a grain of salt. Obviously, we don't want this number to be too high. We want engagement on your website, which is why we use internal linking across your site. Try to use strong CTAs throughout your website to get people to click on things and click through your site to drive this rate down. But it's not necessarily a bad thing if this is extremely high. Typically, it's not good to have high, but again, it's not necessarily a bad thing. It's something that we need to take into consideration and look at your website. Then, of course, this is just continuing on with the Google Analytics information, what countries are accessing your site, and then where your traffic is coming from. So direct means that they're going directly to, in this case, this website sample is samplereport.com. So direct means that this person is going into their browser and typing in samplereport.com and going directly to the website. That's where most of the traffic is coming from. A little less than half of the traffic is coming from organic search. This is where your SEO is involved. If someone searched, in this case, a polymeric sanding installation, and then they clicked on the site, this would register as a organic search traffic channel. Referrals are anything that is linked. So any links that are sitting out there on the web that are referring people to your website, with the exception of social media. And then, of course, social media is the last one. In this case, this person's website does not have a strong social media presence, so their engagement there is very low. Typically, we see a little bit higher than that. And then, of course, your search visibility, and this goes into, again, how much traffic is going to be expected. So it uses, what our reporting does is it uses your search rankings, your search engine rankings alongside of your analytics to determine, all right, how much traffic can I expect, and how much traffic will come from the site. And that's what this page is showing you. And again, this is just some additional information of some leftover keyword information and the keyword changes. So over time, over the last month, 6 keywords jumped by 10 to 30 positions. And then, of course, pushed out of the top 10 or top 100 or got into the top 100. So they had 4 keywords essentially fall out of index and 4 keywords jump into index. So that is how to read your report, your monthly ranking report. If you have any questions about this report, please don't hesitate to reach out to us. We're, of course, there to help and guide you on reading this report. And if you have any questions or concerns about your rankings or your analytics, please reach out to us. We're, of course, very, very open and willing to work with you. Thank you.